Good morning. Please confirm, am I audible? All right. May I know exactly when Kritik ma'am left you? When ma'am left you? May I know that? Okay, 10:40. All right. I can see that some students are yet to join. So should we wait or we can start now? What do you think? Should we wait or we can start? Should I wait for 5 more minutes? Okay, tell them if you have the group that sir has joined it and we are going to start as soon as possible. All right? Okay. So students, now I think we can start. We should not wait more. Can we start now? All right. We are good to go. I hope so. All right. So if you remember, guys, in the last session, what did we learn? We learned about section 129, and I think everyone is clear about what is section 129. All right. What is section 129? It is about the financial statements. It is about financial statements. Now we're moving towards the another very interesting section, and that is section 130. Alright, that is 120. Just a second. What is 130? Anyone has any idea? Here we are talking about 130. Fine. But what is basically 130 is all about? So look, there are two sections I want to go simultaneously. Let me show you that. First is section 130 and another is section 131. These two are actually going simultaneously. How it is going simultaneously? If you look at that now, the uh, technically the concept of these two sections are almost same, similar, almost similar. Yes, now I have shared it. The concept here is almost similar. Now, why am I saying it is almost similar? Look, if you compare this 130 and 131 here, 130 is about reopening of books of accounts, and the second is 131 voluntary revision of books of accounts. Are you able to see these two? Are you able to see these two? Reopening and second is the voluntary revision here. Now, what exactly this trying to say? Reopening and voluntary revision means what? Before I go to the original content of the section, let's understand the concept. Look, everyone who is the listed company or whatever, everyone is trying to impress the investors. Everyone wants money. And one of the best ways to impress them is to have your financial statements like uh, awesome. It should look like as you have huge assets, you have very good turnover, you have a very good income. You should try to show it to the people so that people just get impressed by this and they start investing in your company. That is the modus operandi, isn't it? Everyone is trying to solicit, trying to impress the investors. And in this way, there are a lot of companies I can point you out where they have started manipulations in books of accounts. Even if you look at in the past, I can tell you there are hundreds of the companies which have made the manipulations and they have tried to impress the company, and this will result into the fraud. This will result into fraud. Two concepts are evolved, emerged in the world of financial scam. The first one is known as the window dressing. On anyone of you know about window dressing? What do you mean by window dressing? Do you know about it? What do you mean by window dressing? Do you know this? What is window dressing? Window dressing means, okay, why you need to dress the window? You tell me. Window dressing means you want to conceal, you want to hide something from the people. If your windows are not looking good, what is the best way is, okay, cover it up with the curtains. So when you are just layering the curtains on them, windows now look more beautiful, isn't it? So window dressing means you have the less profit, less assets, but by manipulating the books of accounts, you are trying to show them as if you have the huge amount of assets, you have the huge amount of profit, and this is how you are trying to impress the shareholders, the investors. That's called the window dressing. Second kind of scam or the technique, accounting technique fundamentally, what I have observed, and that one is secret reserve. Secret reserve, it is something opposite. It is something what is opposite to window dressing. In the window dressing, what we have observed in the window dressing, you are trying to show more. In secret reserve, you are trying to show less. Now, this thing also be cleared that if you're showing more in the terms of profit, you have to pay more taxes. So, secret reserve means even if you have more profits in the books of accounts by debiting, the fake expenses, you are trying to reduce your profit. So actually, your books of accounts are showing the last profit, but secret profit is there in your company, there in your organization. That is called the secret. But if you look at these two examples, whether I speak about the window dressing or if I speak about secret reserve, both of these actually are manipulations. Are manipulations, and there can be any other manipulations as well, which will result into the scam. Satyam Computers, Kingfisher, Lalit Modi, Mehul Chokshi. I have a number of lists where I can tell you that what happened in the company. Alright. And by manipulating the books of accounts, these people have borrowed thousands and thousands of crores of rupees loans from the bank, and at the end, when they know that now there is no any escape out, this government will not spare us, they just flee. I'm surprised the officers who helped them to get them freed. But fine, that is not none of our concern. That's none of our concern. All right. Now the point is, suddenly there is the income tax raid. Suppose there is a company's name is let's say Minakshi Limited, and this company is actually running the business with a lot of manipulations, and suddenly there is income tax raid, and in that income tax raid, when income tax department officers just compared books of accounts with the actual situation, they found a lot of discrepancies. They found a lot of deviations. And now here the question is, income tax department, look at this story. This is very important. Income tax department seized all the material, vouchers, sales invoices, purchase invoices, and when they compared, they found that books of accounts are not properly maintained, and now they want to revise it. Because until you revise, revision of books of accounts means what? From beginning, from journal entry, from journal entry, from journal entry to financial statements, everything you want to do okay. सब कुछ फिर से कर. Everything you want to do okay. Everything you want to do okay. Students, are you getting me? What am I trying to say? You know? Everything you want to do again. सब कुछ आपको फिर से कर. So what income tax department done is income tax department seized all the books of accounts, hired some chartered accountants under the observation of the income tax department, and gave this assignment to those chartered accountants that you recast the books of accounts, repass journal entries, re-prepare all the accounts, re-prepare the trial balance, re-prepare the financial statements. And now income tax department, on the basis of the new profit and loss account, they found that the new profit, as per the new profit and loss account, comes to somewhere around 100 crores more than the previously shown it. So now income tax department wants to calculate the taxes on this revised books of account. My question here for exam is the action taken by income tax department by revising the books of accounts, is it valid or not? That is the fundamental question. Tell me, is it valid or not? Seizing the books of accounts and revising everything, is it valid or not? Answer the question. Is it valid or not? So many of you may be thinking, sir, what's wrong in that? It is of course valid now. It is of course valid. No, that you are wrong here. Look, if you're revising your financial statements, you answer me one question. Is it affecting one authority or it is affecting almost all the authority? All the authority means what? Not only income tax department is affecting due to manipulations, it will also affect GST department. If you're importing, it will also affect the, or what I can say, the custom department. If you're manufacturing, it will also affect the export department. Sorry, excise department, which is now GST department ultimately. It will also affect the ROC department. Why ROC department? Because in ROC, previously you submitted different information, but now the information is changed. Now information is changed and you need to change that to with ROC as well. Are you getting me? What am I trying to say? What is the difference? समझ में आ रहा है? So fundamentally, it is affecting the interests of a lot of people, including government. So do you really think the revision of books of accounts should be allowed easily? Answer is no. So here the action taken by income tax department is not valid as per section 130. I'm shocked you directly gave the answer because if you read the heading title of section 130, you will get the answer. What is written there? It is written that under section 130 that reopening of books of accounts on court or tribunal's order. That means if income tax department wants a revision of books of accounts, it cannot directly do that. If income tax department wants the recasting, it will apply to tribunal, it will apply to the court, and when court orders, then and only then this revision is possible. Otherwise, it is not possible. Is it clear to all? Hello? Come on. That is section 130. That is section 130. In the content, we are going to learn that how many times it is allowed to be inspected. In one financial year, only one time. You can take the multiple years, no problem, but only one time. In 1 year, it is one time to be allowed to be revised. You cannot go beyond one time. Alright? So, will there be a revision of books of account only for those 8 years? Yeah, of course. It should be within those past 8 years because above 8 years, it may have been disrupted by the company because law allows that. Law allows that. Alright? Take it. So that is section 130. Now let me talk about the 131. 131 is, it is the same like 130, but it is voluntary revision of the financial statements or the board report. Now what do you mean by that? You see, the corporate world, it is running on principles of politics and the democracy. Today, this group of board of directors is managing the company. In next year, there may be possibility that in election, another group may join as the management of the company. Possible or not? Because every year, elections are taken place in annual general meeting. Every year. So the moment when new management comes in charge, they found that previous management have made a lot of manipulations in books of accounts. Even if the income tax department has not raided, can company voluntarily go for revision of the books of accounts? Voluntarily. Nobody forced it. Voluntarily can it go? Answer is absolutely yes. So again, guys, look, section 130 talks about on complaint by any authority, either SEBI complaints, either the income tax department complaints, either the GST department complaints. So on the complaint of authority, court will order in under section 131 revision of books of accounts would be allowed voluntarily. Any member, any director, if goes and applying to the court that look, these statements are not proper, and if the court allows them, okay, fine, you can go for revision. You are allowed to go for revision. You are allowed to go for revision. Are you getting me? What am I trying to say? But again, guys, the provisions are almost similar. You cannot go for revision until you apply, until you people apply to whom? Until you people apply to whom? To court or tribunal. So without court or tribunal's order, guys, this revision is not allowed. This revision is not possible. I hope I'm clear, right? So that is just the section 130, 131. इसमें कुछ ज्यादा डिस्कस है ही नहीं. For voluntary, can they go for more than once in a year? Yes, they can. But all the you see, it should be complained. Application to the court should be done only once in a year, no matter for how many years. So if you want to go for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, it is up to you. But you are allowed to go only for once in a year. Don't go for more than one. Is it clear? Is it clear? All right. Now, section 130, 131 we have done. Now let's open the material. That means the student, your prospectus chapter material is completely ready. Today it will be shared with you. All right. In case if today it is not shared, to whom you will call? You will call Sunil sir. Are you getting me? Yes, sir. Please share us the prospectus material. So prospectus material is ready. One of the lengthiest chapter. I took it all the sections we have covered up, including all the questions. Did I show you that? How does that material look like, including everything? ठीक है, उतना पढ़ लो और कुछ करने की जरूरत नहीं. ठीक है. ठीक है. पुष्पा मूवी देखा आप लोगों ने या नहीं देखा? हाँ? देखा? नहीं देखा. How is it? By the way, all those who have seen it, कैसा लगा आपको? अच्छा बना है. I appreciate. All right. So are you able to see this material here? So guys, we are discussing about accounts and this section 130. Now read these many paragraphs. Only three subsections are there. Only three subsections are there. So let's read, guys. A company shall not reopen. Look, this is very important. Not reopen. Even law says why. Okay, even if you have many places, why don't open it? Why reopening everything means reprocessing everything? Already government has taken the stand and suddenly you're reopening it would be the reprocessing everything again, re-examination, reassessment, submitting to ROC again. Everything would be again. So a company shall not reopen its books of accounts and not recast its financial statements unless an application in this regard is made by either central government or income tax authority or SEBI or any other authority or any person concerned, and an order is made by the court of the competent jurisdiction or the tribunal to that effect. And you have to prove that the relevant earlier accounts were prepared in a fraudulent manner, the affairs of the company were mismanaged during the relevant period, casting a doubt on the reliability of the financial statements. So, guys, is this clear? So, according to section 130, no company or no authority can directly make the company or can compel the company that revise your books of accounts. Not allowed. Apply to the court, apply to the tribunal, and if there is approval, then and only then you can go with that. Okay, till this subsection 1 is clear till this? Hello? Okay, now let's go with the proviso. Look, this is the proviso. Provided that the court or the tribunal, as the case may be, shall give notice to the central government, income tax authorities, the Securities Exchange Board, or any other statutory regulatory body or authority concerned for any other person concerned, and shall take into consideration the representations, if any, made by the government or the authorities or whatever authority before passing any order. Now, what does it mean? Court, before passing the final order of recasting or the revision, will give the notice to the concerned authorities to give their opinions and the feedback that what is your opinion about it? Your opinion about it. Have you found anything suspicious, fishy? You submit to the court, and then court, on that basis, will pass the order. So this is just about the notice. Okay. Subsection 2. Without prejudice to the provisions contained in this act, accounts so revised or recasted shall be final. Now this is very interesting. Once it is recasted, it will be considered as final. It will be considered as final. That means if there is a question in exam that the books of accounts and the financial statements which are recasted by applying section 130, later on can anyone again raise the challenge on that? Again, look at the word what I'm using here. Again, answer is no. Again you cannot do. So it is allowed once and that will be final. Okay. Subsection 3, earlier it was not there, recently it is added in the amendment of 2017. Look what it says. No order shall be made by the court as mentioned under subsection 1 in respect of reopening of books of account relating to a period earlier than 8 financial years. Mahima, I think this paragraph is answering your doubt. Right? Come on. This paragraph is particularly answering your doubt, if I'm not wrong. Mahima told us somebody just wrote that doubt. What about the books of accounts above 8 years? So it should be within 8 years. Even the law under subsection 3 here specifying that. Provided that where a direction has been issued by the central government under the proviso to subsection 5 of section 128 for keeping of books of account for a period longer than 8 years, the books of account may be ordered to be reopened within such a longer period. So this part also I have covered up. I told you guys that if the government of India orders to keep for longer period than 8 years because of any investigation is pending, then reopening may be ordered for longer period. So what am I trying to say? Until you destroy your books of accounts, reopening is allowed. Otherwise not. Guys, the whole section 130 is clear in everyone's mind. Answer the question. Whole section 130 is it clear in everyone's mind or not? You can type the word clear if you're clear. Come on. All right. If it is clear now, then we are going for the next part. Okay. That is section 131. After 130, it is 131. 131 is almost similar section, but here it is happening voluntarily. All right. So if it is appears to the directors of a company, okay, now this is very important. If it appears to the directors of the company that the financial statement of the company or the report of the board don't comply with section 129 or section 134, they will prepare revised financial statements or revised report in respect of any of the three preceding financial years. After obtaining the approval of the tribunal or the okay, the court is not here, only tribunal what is there. Understand. 130 and 131, what is the major difference here? Okay, if you read it over here in the 130, court as well as tribunal was there, whereas here if you look at only tribunal is there. So without tribunal's order, you are not allowed to do this, and maximum we can do only for last 3 years. Excuse me, I need to take one important call. Okay. I'm extremely sorry for the inconvenience, guys. There was an important call to attend with. All right. So again, guys, what is 131? So if director, no, this is also very important. Look, as being the student, while we read any provision, where should have our focus? Look, if you have read only this paragraph, tell me how many questions we can make out of it. Question number one, look, what kind of, if this one small paragraph, but how ICI can play trick with you. For example, can they ask like this that there is a company and the company has, there is a group of members having 15% of the shares, and suddenly they have a doubt that the company's books of accounts are not maintained the way it should be. And that's why they apply to tribunal for recasting and the revision, voluntary revision. So can tribunal order on that basis by applying section 131 or 130? If you look at my defense here, section 131 cannot be used by any other person other than directors. Have you noticed it here? Only directors of the company have the power to use section 131 for the voluntary revision. Third party, even if the members or the creditors, whosoever is there, is not allowed to use section 131. Are you getting me? Hello? Second kind of question what they can ask is, for maximum how many years revision is possible? Here, only for 3 years. Any preceding 3 years would be fine. Are you getting me? It is not allowed for going above 3 years. So while you're reading now, look what mindset you should have in your mind. ऐसा नहीं कि बस ऐसे read कर दे. No, you have to highlight the possible questions कि यहाँ से इस तरीके का question आ सकता है. That is the real preparation for exam, according to me. Okay, let's read the further. And this is the same thing, guys. Provided the tribunal shall give notice to the central government income tax authorities and other concerned authorities. All right, before passing the order. So this is just the opportunity of being heard to asking their opinions. That actually the tribunal will tell those people that I'm going to revise this books of accounts. What are your opinions? What are your feedback? If any is there, please let me know so that I will consider this before passing the final order. All right. Provided further that such revised financial statement or the report shall not be prepared or filed more than once in a financial year. So again, guys, I want to tell you only one time it would be allowed. It will not be allowed for more than one. Once the revision is allowed, again you have a doubt and again you want to revise it. Now is it allowed or not allowed? For the same year, now again you want to. So guys, a revision will be allowed once in a financial year. You cannot go for more than one times revision in one financial year. So there can be also a question in your exam. Provided further also that the detailed reasons for revision of such financial statements or the reports will also be disclosed in the board's report in the relevant financial year in which such revision is being made. So that's the common sense. In the board report, you have to disclose to the shareholders that what is the reason for revision of such books of accounts. Why क्यों किया? Okay. So guys, section 131 subsection 1, all the paragraphs clear? Are all the paragraphs clear? Are all the paragraphs clear? All right. So once it is clear, now we can go to this part, subsection 2, where the copy of the previous financial statement or the report have been sent out to the members or delivered to the ROC and laid before the AGM. The revision must be confined to the correction in respect of, okay guys, do not take this seriously, उतना ज़्यादा उसमें है नहीं, उसको just read it करो. Subsection 2, I'm not expecting much for examination point of view, just to read it. Okay, what does it mean? Whatever revision you are making, it must confine the correction in respect of which the previous financial year report do not comply with the provisions of section 129. What does it mean? Whatever revisions you're making new, in the new revision you have to provide this much details that in the previous financial statement or previous board report what was non-compliance? What was non-compliance? Second thing, new report must contain consequential alterations. What are the new alterations you have made in the new report which was not included in the previous report? The central government may make the rules as to the application of the provisions of this act in relation to the revised financial statement or revised director's report, and such rules may in particular make different provisions according to which the previous financial statement or the report are replaced or are supplemented by a document indicating the correction to be made. Now, what this point is trying to say? What this point is trying to say? What this point is trying to say? Okay, before I go to, all of you are clear with this A and B point? A and B point. Subsection 2 says that while you are preparing the voluntary revised report, board report, financial statements, the notes to accounts, notes to board of report, you have to write the two things. What you did not comply and what you have altered. What you did not comply and what are the consequential alterations. ये दोनों चीजें आपको वहां पर लिखेंगी. बताना है कि भाई पहले क्या आपने फॉलो नहीं किया था और अब कौन से ऑल्टरेशंस किए. देखो ये जो सबसेक्शन नंबर 3 है, it is not a process. It is the power given to the central government. Okay. The thing is, if central government wants to make the separate rules, suppose, if the central government wants to make the separate rules for revised financial statements, for revised board report, does it have the power or not? That is the question. Does it have the power or not? So answer will be absolutely yes, it has the power. And which section empowers the director, empowers the central government to have it? Answer would be section 131 subsection 3. All right. देखो एक मेरी रिक्वेस्ट है आप लोगों से. So while you're referring this, you can copy the content, you can get the print out, whatever you want. Or if you have the PDF, the best is the PDF. What my suggestion is, you please keep giving the heading over here. Into my new material, what I'm going to share, I have made the headings. Headings of each and every paragraph. Did I show you yesterday to all of you? How I prepared the new material? Each and every paragraph of this section, I have given the heading. This is for what, this is for this, like this. So that will help you to remember this. For example, if you look at the subsection number 1. So what's the heading? You can put the heading like the power directors may apply to tribunal for voluntary revision. That's the first heading. Entire subsection 1 is that heading. So if you just read this point, directors may apply to tribunal for revision for last 3 years. So just one sentence will cover the entire extract of this paragraph. Director आ गया, 3 years आ गया, tribunal आ गया. These are the 3 important words in this paragraph. What you need to remember. This paragraph provided central government's notice to other authorities. That is the heading of this paragraph. All right. Revision only for 1 year. After that, subsection number 2. Okay, the new reports must contain non-compliances of previous financial statements and new alterations. And third is power of central government to frame the rules regarding revisions. So they can make the rules regarding these 3 points. Okay, like revisions of the financial statements and any other document indicating the corrections. Like it can say that you have to fill this form indicating the alterations. It also may make the provisions in respect to functions of the company's auditor. What does it mean? Central government can also order the auditor that if there are any revisions taken place, how you should report in the audit report. So B point is for the auditor and require the directors to take such steps as may be prescribed. So third point, if you look at it is the central government's power. But if you look at this governmental website, What is the beautiful part is look, none of the sentence, none of the words is highlighted with the blue color. So again, what do you mean by this? Central government has the power. It can make the form, it can direct the company, it can. Remember this word, it can, not it has. What does it mean, guys, subsection 3? If you look at it, none of the provisions is highlighted. So can I say, students, powers are given, but still these powers are not utilized by the government. Can I say like that? So as such, if company is making the revision or the alteration, technically government doesn't have any rules as of now. अभी कोई ऐसे rules बने ही नहीं where company needs to file the separate form or needs to file the separate thing. अभी तक ऐसे कोई rules नहीं बने. Are you people clear till this? Hello? Are you people clear till this? All right. So अभी तक rule नहीं बने. So guys, that is all about section 131. Okay. Any doubt in any paragraph? Anything? No? All right. Now, after section 131, we are going for another very important section. And that section, as you can look at it, it is section 132. Anyone has any idea what section 132 is all about? 132 is about what? So 132 is about the constitution of NFR. Okay. Again, I want to ask you, what is the full form of NFRA? What is the full form of NFRA? So it is National Financial Reporting Authority. It is National Financial Reporting Authority. All right. All the CA Inter students, how many of you belong to say fourth BCom FND section B? Any student belongs to all right, Ishika, Meenakshi, Mahima. So in yesterday's class, I gave you one CIU. याद है आप लोगों को CIU one? All right. So what I thought is, Shruti ma'am is taking the major portion, right? Shruti ma'am, I'm sorry, just a small announcement for the BCom. She is taking the assignment in BCom, majority portion. So what we have planned in yesterday's meeting, what I had with her, that this time she is going to give the assignments instead of me. She is going to give it. So guys, whatever assignments I have given, I want to withdraw that. And whatever assignments are given by Shruti ma'am for CIA purpose, you will follow that. So please notify in your group that Chirag sir has withdrawn CIA 1 of section B and it will be announced by Shruti. So if it is not announced yet, is it announced yet or yet to be announced? Is it announced or yet to be announced? Yet to know. So someone please tell ma'am that give us the because on or before the due dates, marks needs to be uploaded. All right, and the more late you will get, the more less time you will get for preparation of that. So will you inform to the whole class? All right. Section B, withdrawal of CIE assignment. Got it? Guys, 132 is a little bit lengthy section. So give me 2 minutes. Give me 2 minutes. Can I take it 2 minutes? Yeah, informed. Yeah, this kind of things you will inform. अभी जल्दी जल्दी inform करना, right? All right. I'm sorry for the inconvenience. Okay, now let's go with the section 132. Okay. So 132 is the NFR. Before I start the NFR, let me tell you, when section 132 was yet to be introduced, why yet to be introduced? Even if after introduction of Companies Act 2013, NFRA was not applicable in India for some couple of years. I think NFRA came to the charge somewhere. Okay, let me show you that. 133 not be more. Wait. Yes. If you look at the first time, NFRA came to the charge as in 2018, the 9th of February 2018. That means 13 to 2018. 13, excuse me, just a second. Hmm. It was not applicable because law said that okay, it is 132 would be applicable, but understand constitution of NFRA was not easy. It is just like a separate body, just like the ICI. So I still remember first time in the Times of India when this news was published that government is planning to go for NFRA. All the professionals, all the chartered accountants, all the company secretaries, they were very much scared. Specifically ICI. Because NFR is just like it was just like a Sotan. Sotan, you understand? Sotan, under the wife. Excuse me. I'm sorry. If we are in the home, like we have to. Fine. So what I was telling that ICI cannot tolerate the competitor. And even what we were thinking that what if NFRA institution, which is directly under the control of central government, did you see? ICAI, it is independent body. It is not directly under the control of central government. Do you know this? Do you know this? It's not directly under the control of central government. What if in future the NFRA publishes that now another exam we are going to conduct where NFRA will allot the degree of auditing or auditor to other candidates. So all those people who are not chartered accountants, but they are the members of NFRA, they are also allowed to audit the books of accounts of companies and others. Then what about our profession? Just think about 5 years, people have efforted a lot, and at the end, you are facing the competition with the people who have cleared the exam of NFRA. Isn't it a to say? So all of us were very much scared, and you won't believe what happened at that point of time after introduction of NFRA. I still remember central government snatched the power from ICI regarding what? Regarding making the accounting standards. Basically, accounting standards are notified by central government. But who prepares accounting standards? Do you really think that the staff of central government is that much compatible, have that much compatibility, so that it can create the accounting standards? Answer is no. It doesn't have accounting standards capability. Only ICI's members have that capacity because they can understand the balance sheet, profit and loss account by heart. So what to present, what not to present, only Indian chartered accountant could understand. But now that power is taken from ICAI, and you won't believe, now NFRA will prepare accounting standards. It will be uploaded, submitted to the central government, and when it is approved there, it would become applicable. So since many years, ICAI has enjoyed the status of legacy, but now someone who is the competitor in the market, which can give tough competition to ICI. So obviously it was a bit scary for all of us. All right, now technically the point is what we're going to learn. What we people are going to learn under section 132. To write down like these all are the contents of section 132 NFRA. These all are the contents we're going to learn in that. एग्जाम में कुछ भी पूछा जा सकता है. Are you able to see this Excel? Hello? Right now, guys, the first one is the authority. Second, to write down powers of NFRA. Powers. After that, just composition. Hey, what is composition? Composition. If I tell you what is the composition of DPS, DPS stands for Department of Professional Studies. So technically, can I say that DPS means the composition means students, faculties, coordinator, HOD, director, dean, vice chancellor, chancellor. This is the composition of DPS department of Christ University, right? So when I talk about the composition, that means what kind of people are involved in this NFRA. Chairman, president, members, what is the number, any other like that. Okay? Okay. After then, write down here functions of NFRA. So we put powers here and functions here. Here it is functions actually. First we put functions comes and then power. Functions or objectives also are there. Why technically it is made. Okay. Okay, and restriction over professional like CA. This provision is very horrible. You won't believe it. NFR is so powerful that it can take back the degree of chartered accountant. It can take back the degree of chartered accountant. Isn't it scary? 5 years consistently you have prepared for CA, and just because of some misconduct, suddenly you got a notice that congratulations, now you are no more chartered accountant. How it will feel? And now if you want to call yourself as a CA, you have to repeat the process, give CPD again, give foundation again, inter, final. मर जाओगे इधर. So yes, guys, NFRA has the power to ban chartered accountants if they are found misconduct. So you understand? I know that chartered accountants have played a good role in this Indian economy, but that is equally true that these are the people who are the faces behind messing up the economy. Today, the black money, the concept of black money. Do you really think if the chartered accountancy community wants, there cannot be black money in the market? Who are the major supporter of the black? And so on. There are some chartered accountants who are running this black money business. Their per annum receipt is 100 crores. 100 crores. They have the facilities, they arrange the meetings with those Swiss banks and tell their clients, don't worry, I will get it open. I'll just interact. I'll just get all the ID and passwords. You stay happy. These are the people behind all that. But all right, let's go ahead with it. So to control the wrongdoings of these professionals, of course, the chartered accountants, now we have NFR. So in Hindi, if I want to say, I can say the NFRA सबका बाप है समझो इतना सा भी प्रॉब्लम NFRA मार गया NFRA गॉट इट तो ये लेके आगे भाई NFRA थोड़ा आगे बढ़ते हैं ओके after then we have the administration and management of NFRA management and administration of NFRA. So what kind of things here we are going to cover? So rather than only these many points we're going to cover. Administration. The first of all, it is about meetings, how they're going to meet. So first about meetings, like how they're going to meet here. क्या हो रहा है? Meetings, then preparation of books of accounts, and finally auditing. So this is just like that investors education and protection. But did you observe how it is getting managed? Other things that happen. All right. So while people are learning NFRA, guys, look, most of the content what are given over here, you need to mug up because here there is no process. For example, powers, functions. What I can help in this, I have certain shortcuts. I can make certain shortcuts. Even I can teach you how to create the shortcuts so that you people can remember how to memorize and how to you know, remember the concept. Copy all this and then we will go copy this. Project that I done. Okay. So quickly let's have a brief about section 132 and then I'll direct to the main section 132 and we will read each and every paragraph then what it is trying to say. So guys, just like 135, 132 is also one of the largest, what I can say, this section here, 132. So first of all, authority, who has the authority to establish? Answer is central government. And central government can allow the what should be the chairman, how many number of members should be there, what should be the qualification of those members, that can also be defined by central government. Central government can say that who can become member of NFRA. So all those who have the minimum experience of either management, law, or practicing chartered accountant, so they can frame the rules like this regarding age, qualification, and everything. Okay, functions and objectives we are going to learn about it. Composition, as I told you, we are going to learn that chairman, certain members would be there. What are the powers? That also I'm just going to read there. Look, over here, I don't want to waste much of my time in explaining because after 132, 133 will be there, 134 will be there, and 135. That is the major point to be discussed from where the questions are expected. If any professional is doing misconduct, NFRA has the right to put a lot of restrictions on him. What are the restrictions we are going to learn in section 132? And yes, whenever the members may fit, deem fit that they want to meet, they can make the meetings, they will record everything in the minutes. Books of accounts will be prepared and will be audited by, okay, this is NFRA is the government body, so you tell me. Books of accounts of NFRA would be audited by whom? Chartered accountant or CAG? It is the governmental organization, by the way. So who has the right to audit? So CAG. CAG. Are you clear? Okay, now let me tell you guys these points are the different bifurcation of section 132, but the point is when we read the provision of section 132, how to interpret it, how to go about it. So are you ready? Let's go about it. Look at total, there are these many subsections. 132 has this many subsections from 1 to 15. But the best part is out of 15, these 4 are deleted. Omitted means it is taken back by the government. Are you able to see this? Look, subsection 6, subsection 7, subsection 8, and subsection 9. 6, 7, 8, and 9. They it they have been deleted. You can see this right here in this website. Okay. So let's start with the subsection number 1 now. So what is written in the subsection number 1, if you read it, it is written that the central government may, by notification, constitute an event. So the first point over here is who is the authority? The authority is central government to provide for matters relating to accounting and the auditing standards under this act. Website is no. Again, guys, where are the other students? I'm here. Students, I will extend the class little bit here till I will complete this section and then I will let you go. I will let you go because today you see that class was Ritika ma'am's class will be extended and we need to complete this portion, right? So section 132, so subsection 1, if you look at it, it has it is the power is given to central government and they have the power to constitute and also NFRA has the power to deal with the matters regarding accounting and auditing standards under this act. So guys, earlier it was the monopoly of earlier it was the monopoly of ICI, but now it is enjoyed by NFRA. स्वतन आ गई ICI के लिए. स्वतन को इंग्लिश में क्या कहते हैं? मुझे देखना पड़ेगा. स्वतन को इंग्लिश में क्या कहते हैं? Anyone has any idea? You know what is स्वतन? हिंदी वालों को तो मालूम होना चाहिए. So Southern in even the my God, Southern को Southern ही कहते हैं. क्या मतलब? Husband, second wife. Yes, but they should have some name now. I'm sorry, I but no one knows. Husband, second wife. That's fine, but what exactly the meaning of that? Nobody knows. All right, so in English culture, maybe there is no any concept like Southern. Only India has that. Okay. Let's go ahead with that. So NFRA, okay. Look, can you see this one A? When you see capital A below any section, what does it mean? Earlier it was not there, it is recently inserted. Alright? So the NFRA reporting authority shall perform the functions through such divisions as may be prescribed. So guys, there are rules. What kind of rules are there? Look at this. This rule actually provides the functions of NFRA. Functions of NFRA. Alright? Functions of NFRA. So what kind of functions are there? So it shall maintain the particulars of the auditors appointed in the companies and bodies corporated specified. Now you tell me guys, who will put the vigilance observation on the auditor? Is it ICI, ROC or now NFRA? Who will take care that how the audit is done? What is the auditor's modesty, honesty, integrity? Now it is NFRA. So guys, James Bond is appointed to watch on us that how we are performing as being a practicing chartered accountants. Recommend accounting standards and the auditing standards. Monitor the enforce the compliance with the accounting standards. So basically, you see, watch on the auditor, preparing accounting auditing standards, look at whether auditing and accounting standards are properly complied or not. Oversee the quality of service of the professionals. Yeah, I have that. This is very important. Oversee the quality of service of the professionals. So, guys, if you look at the functions, isn't it one thing clear that NFRA is constituted just to prevent, just to restrict what I can say the misconduct done by professionals. It is not to control the companies. Can you understand? It is not to control companies, but it is to control professionals. First time in the history, guys, I think any institute is made which can, particularly chartered accountants. But actually, it was needed. Trust me. The knowledge of chartered accountant is getting used more to destroy the nation rather than building the nation. You won't believe one of our seniors, like is so experienced, was used to tell me that sometimes client comes to us now. Basically, what is the income tax rule? What is income and then what's the tax? You are calculating tax on the basis of income. But practically, there are a lot of clients who come and say, this is what is my tax budget. I want to pay only this much tax. Tell me how much income I should show. So it is the reverse calculation. Are you getting it? Nobody wants to pay tax. Recently, I want to share one of my experiences. I got a call from one of my relatives, and he said, this, Chirag, I have already paid 30 lakhs rupees tax. Now I don't want to pay. Yes, I said, this is not the way to go. If you are earning, you have to pay through your books of accounts. He said, how much should I pay? I have paid already 30 lakhs. Abhi kitna pay karu? I said, it's not your option. Do you really think that paying the tax means you are making charity there? Is it like that? ऐसा नहीं होता. कितना pay करो यार? He's thinking like as if his money is going to be flushed out. It's not like that. It is the government's money. Government deserves to have that. Everyone wants to accumulate. Everyone wants to. Okay, I don't want to discuss that. So obviously, actually, professionals deserves authority like this who can address control. So this is police of chartered accountants. You can call like that. Promote awareness in relation to the compliances of the accounting standards and the auditing standards. Did you see? Mostly, this NFRA is looking at the accounting and the auditing standards. What are those? You're, by the way, learning this. Cooperate with the national and international organizations, independent audit regulators, establishing and overseeing the adherence to the accounting standards and the auditing standards. What this point is trying to say, cooperate with national and international organizations of independent audit regulators. So have we talked about, do you know about the IFRS? No one knows about it, right? IFRS. Do you know what IFRS? It is International Financial Reporting Standards. So, do you really think that accounting standards which are applicable in India are compatible with the international standards? No. So, it is the function of NFRA, which will coordinate with all the what I can say international organizations. They will try to see that how they are making the rules regarding reporting in their particular country, and if anything is making our company's financial statements more transparent, then I think we should adopt that policy in India. Do you agree with me? We should adopt that policy in India so that Indian companies' financial statements can become more transparent, more visible, perform such other functions which is necessary to satisfy the above functions. The central government may, by notification and subject to such conditions, limitations, and restrictions, may therein delegate these powers and functions under this act to make such rules to the authority. So central government has the power that it can delegate certain powers to NFRA, that you can create the rules, whatever rules you want to make in betterment of accounting standard compliances, auditing standard compliances, control over the professionals so that they can perform their duty diligently. If central government wants, it may give it. It may give it. So guys, these all are the functions of it. Look at the sub-rule number 1. Authority shall protect the public interest and the interest of investors, creditors, and the others associated with the companies of the body corporates by establishing high quality standards of accounting and auditing and exercising effective oversight of accounting functions performed by the companies, body corporates, and audit functions performed by auditors. It is clearly written in the rule that this particular institution is established to have the oversight. Oversight means to vigilant them how they are performing their auditing duties. Because if you auditor is not performing it, obviously it will adversely affect the Indian economy. Indian economy. The worst part is you won't believe after coming NFRA, PwC के ऊपर भी case हुआ था. PwC was banned. Do you know that? PwC was banned for a few years. Recently it is taken. So guys, NFR is a पंगा नहीं लेना चाहिए. Okay, all of you are clear with the what I can say the functions, duties, and all that. So basically, it is about two. It is about the professionals. It is about the accounting standards, making and complying and coordinating with the international organizations. That's all. Hope guys, functions are clear in everyone's mind. Come on, you can type the word clear. All right. If you want to get the link of this, I'm just pasting here. Simply click on this. Basically, after now having this many sessions, I don't think so. You need now this separate link. You know where to go. You know where to go. How to find these contents. Come on. Okay. Sir, ICI has the same contents. Oh, you haven't checked it. Tell me, but have you checked this with the ICI material? Did you see it's common? Whatever is written in ICAI material, basically it is copied from this only. Word to word will be matching, word to word. Did you observe? ICI has certain highlightings, that's all. Certain structured format, that's all. कुछ ज़्यादा उसमें है नहीं, if you look at. Yeah, certain case studies and all those stuff which are not mentioned here, I will give you as a separate note. By the way, यही चीज मैं अपने नोट्स में भी तो देने ही वाला हूँ, ठीक है? अपने नोट्स में भी देंगे, right? ठीक है, so let's go with the next point over here after this. So guys, I hope subsection 1 is clear along with functions. Subsection 2 को पढ़ते हैं. What subsection 2 is trying to say? That notwithstanding anything contained in any other law for the time being in force, the National Financial Reporting Authority shall make a recommendation to the central government on formulation and laying down the accounting and auditing policies and standards for adoption by the companies. So guys, subsection 2 empowers the NFRA to recommend the central government what kind of new accounting or auditing standards should be prepared for the company. So earlier this power was with whom? Earlier this power to recommend central government what kind of accounting standards should be prepared, should be implemented. It was the power of ICAI, but now, guys, it is taken over by and all right. Monitor to enforce the compliance with the accounting standards that already we have covered up. Oversee the quality of services of the professions associated with ensuring compliance with the such standards and such measures. So, guys, this all point we have already covered up. Perform such other functions relating to A, B, and C. So, guys, subsection 2 is clear. Hello? These rules you read on your own, because if I will click each and every point, the discussion will be very lengthy. So whatever is applicable for your exam only, I will discuss only that much, not beyond that. Now, the National Financial Reporting Authority shall consist of chairperson, and who shall be the person of eminence and having the expertise either in the accountancy, auditing, finance, or law, to be appointed by the central government. So the first will be the chairman, and such other members not exceeding 15, consisting of part-time and full-time members. So guys, 1 plus 15, so total maximum, how many members can be there in the composition? Answer the question. Tell me. Maximum 16. Now look at the qualification of this composition. So what is the composition now? So central government shall appoint the chairperson and a full-time member on the recommendations of search cum selection committee consisting of chairman, additional principal secretary, secretary, chairperson. All right. Who can be the member over here? You look at. So first of all, there is one committee who will recommend us. These all are the people who can be the member in NFRA. One member from MCA, Ministry of Corporate Affairs. One member to represent the CAG. So one member will be taken from CAG. Let's see whether ICI is there in the list or not. If it is not there, trust me guys, it would be the great insult. But I don't think so. They won't do that. सोचो इतनी बड़ी कमेटी में अगर आईसीआई का कोई मेंबर ही नहीं है तो क्या होगा? Look at it, it is there or not. So one member from RBI side, one member from SEBI, president of ICAI will be automatically member of NFR. Chairperson of Accounting Standard Board of ICAI will also be the member, and chairperson of Auditing and Assurance Standard Board, ICI. So from ICI total, how many members are taken? Technically, 1, 2, and 3. So 3 vacancies are given to ICI. Okay, चलो उतना तो नीचे नहीं डाला, वरना सोचो क्या होता, उतना तो नीचे नहीं डाला. So fine, they have given a good respect to ICI. Okay, and I appreciate that. And 2 experts from the field of accountancy, auditing, and the finance of law, which will be selected by that particular committee. So look at it. It is very easy to remember. 1 from SEBI, 1 from MCA, 1 from RBI, 3 from ICAI, and 2 from experts, any other experts. Students, is it clear? Hello? I don't want to read more in that, okay? I don't want to read. So this is the composition. This is the composition. All right? This is the composition. There is just one thing, that the reference is made by this committee, when the reference is made by this committee that we need to appoint a member, central government has to appoint it within 120 days. So within 120 days, the committee will appoint these many members. Now, if you look at this rule number 4, there are 2 questions, but I don't think this much far ICI can go. Question number 1, composition of search and selection committee. So this is the composition of search and selection committee. And if you look at this particular answer, this is the composition of NFRA. Are you getting the two different questions here? Hello? Are you people getting the two different questions here? First question is talking about the composition of search and selection committee. And this sub-rule 6 is talking about the, what I can say, NFRA, composition of NFRA, correct? All right, after that we are going for the another part. Just a second here. So I hope guys the subsection 2 is also clear to all of you. Yeah. Now 3A. Each division of NFRA shall be prescribed over by chairperson or full-time member authorized by the chairperson. There shall be an executive body in the NFRA consisting of chairman and full-time members. So what am I trying to say? There are two things. Two things. Each and every division, what NFRA makes, division means maybe there can be department, division for taxation, division for accounting, division for companies like that. So each division will have the president. Who is the president? The chairperson, and at least one full-time member will be the composition. So look at 3A and 3B. 3A says whatever division you are making, who shall be the member? President, that means chairman, and one full-time member. Who is the full-time member? The list what we have studied right now, they all are the members. So one member from them and the chairman himself combinedly, they will be the management body for that each and every division. And they need to make one executive body, and this is what's the composition. All right. Quickly I will read here. Provided that the terms and the conditions and the manner appointment of the chairperson and the member shall be in such a way as it is prescribed. So guys, understand, if you click on this, it says about the qualification now. Look at the rules. Oh no, the same rules are there, same rules. Already we have done, so I don't want to repeat it. Qualification. All right. Provided further that the chairperson and the member shall make a declaration. Guys, this part you avoid. Each and every member who wants to be the member of the company, they will give a declaration to the central government about what? There is no conflict of interest and lack of independence. Now, what do you mean by conflict of interest and lack of independence? That means no any interest is involved in this post. That means they are not going to misuse this particular. They're not going to misuse this particular post. This kind of declaration they need to give to the government. All right. Further, it says that provided also that the chairperson and the members who are in the full-time employment with NFRA shall not be associated with any audit firm during the course of their appointment and 2 years after ceasing to hold such appointment. As this is very, very interesting restriction over the professionals. There can be a question. All those chartered accountants who are full-time member or full-time employment of NFRA, till they are working plus 2 years after their retirement, they cannot accept any firm's audit. They cannot be associated with any audit firm. They cannot be partner. They cannot be consultant. They cannot be an employee. Like this. Our student, this section is very wide. This section is very wide. Okay. So till this everyone is clear? Hello? Till this everyone is clear? From this, I'm expecting very less questions except the functions, powers, and composition. Don't do any provision in this because we are not professionals. Okay? बाकी डिटेल में इसको नहीं करना. Write down the important questions from section 132. Powers, functions, and composition. That's all. और कुछ नहीं करना. और कुछ भी नहीं करना. Alright? So rest of the part we can start at 4 o'clock. Fine. Because now I cannot stretch a lot. ये इतना long lengthy content है कि हम इसके आगे नहीं जा सकते. ठीक है? So could you repeat the last point? Yeah, sure. Last point if you want to learn. Okay, you tell me if let's say Mahima, she's working as a full-time employee in NFRA, can she be the partner in any other chartered accountancy firm, either as being consultant or as being partner? What is your answer, all of you? Answer would be no. Clearly, this paragraph says that that any chairperson or members who are in full-time employment, so any who is the member, full-time member, not a part-time member, with NFRA, shall not be associated. When I talk about associated, it does not mean only employee. It contains employee as a consultant or as a partner in any audit firm, including any consultancy firms during the course of their appointment and after retirement, they can join, but after waiting period of 2 years. So I hope this paragraph is clear. I don't think so ICI can go so far. And if it is going, now you have the answer. I hope I'm clear. Okay. So that's all for today. Not today, just free lunch. After then, we are going to start at 4. Good luck, guys. See you.